We all know Roronoa Zoro as the loyal first mate of the Straw Hat Pirates, the man who would take all of his captain's pain without a second thought. But what if the man who vowed to become the world's greatest swordsman took a different, much darker path? What if, instead of hunting the lawless, he began hunting the law itself? Now, let's get right into it. The story starts in Shell's town, but things go wrong. Horribly wrong. In the original timeline, Zoro waits for 30 days, trusting the word of a coward. But in this reality, Helmeppo doesn't just plan to execute Zoro, he decides to make an example of the little girl, Rika, first. As Zoro watches Helmeppo pull the trigger, something inside him snaps. The pirate hunter doesn't just break his ropes, he breaks the world. In a blind, demonic rage, Zoro slaughters Captain Morgan and every single Marine in that base. He doesn't stop until the stone walls are painted red. When Luffy finally arrives to recruit him, he doesn't find a potential Nakama. He finds a man standing over a mountain of corpses, his eyes glowing with the aura of an Asura. Zoro looks at Luffy, a pirate, and hisses. To this Zoro, the Marines are tyrants, and pirates are just scum of a different flavor. He refuses the offer, picks up his 3 blades, and walks into the sunset alone. He isn't a pirate, and he's definitely not a hero. He is a man with a kill-on-sight order from the world government. But how does a lone wolf survive in the East Blue? Well, Zoro becomes a third party in the Great Pirate era. He starts targeting corrupt officers across the East Blue, moving like a ghost. The turning point happens at the 20th Marine Branch. Zoro witnesses Captain Nezumi taking bribes from Arlong to let Nami's village suffer. Zoro doesn't wait for a plan. He walks right through the front gates, and before Nezumi can even scream, his head is on the floor. News spreads like wildfire across the 4 Blues. The pirate hunter has changed his prey. But here's where things get really interesting. Without the Navy to pay him, Zoro needs a way to survive. He starts collecting reverse bounties from the underworld, the same system we see later with the Crossbuild. Organizations in the shadows start paying Zoro to clean the seas of marine interference. He's no longer just a swordsman, he's the world's most dangerous hitman for the oppressed. Fast forward to the Grand Line, Zoro enters the pirate graveyard completely alone. And because he has no navigator, he gets lost, obviously. But his lack of direction becomes a nightmare for the Marines. He doesn't follow the log pose, he just ends up wherever the Marines feel safest. Imagine the absolute terror when Zoro accidentally stumbles into a high-security Marine stronghold because he was looking for a sharpening stone. The power scale in this timeline is off the charts. Without a crew to back him up, Zoro's haki develops through pure, raw survival. He is constantly hunted by vice admirals. Every night is a life or death struggle. The first big kill that shakes the Gorosei happens at Logtown. Smoker tries to pin him down, but this Zoro has the killing intent of a wild beast. He doesn't just cut Smoker, he uses a raw, primitive form of armament haki to slice through the smoke, nearly taking Smoker's life. This is the moment the Gorosei realize he isn't just a thug, he's a threat to the balance of power. Then comes the unthinkable. Zoro raids Eni's lobby solo, but he's not there to save Robin. He's there because CP9 has been sent to eliminate him. He cuts through the Justiciary Island like a hot knife through butter. He faces Lucci in a duel of pure speed and blood, eventually overwhelming the leopard with a Sanzen Sekai that shatters the very foundation of the Tower of Law. He leaves the island in ruins, a symbol that the world government's justice is a lie that can be cut down. But the most epic moment happens when he finally confronts Dracula Mihawk. In the original story, Mihawk respects Zoro's spirit, but here, Mihawk is technically a warlord, a tool used by the Marines. As they stand on the ruins of a Marine ship, Mihawk asks, "Why hunt the hounds of the sea, young wolf?" Zoro responds with a voice like cold steel, "Because the hounds are in the way of the hawk, and they're barking at the wrong man." Mihawk doesn't just fight him, he tests him. He realizes that Zoro is doing what the revolutionaries are too afraid to do. He's decapitating the Marine leadership one by one. He refuses to kill him, seeing Zoro as the only person capable of cleansing this corrupt era. He becomes a silent mentor to the world's most wanted fugitive. By the time Zoro hits the New World, his bounty surpasses 1 billion berries. He is the Marine Hunter, a force of nature that the world government can't contain. Eventually, he crosses paths with Luffy again, who is now a Yonko. Luffy, still seeing the good in him, offers Zoro a spot on his crew one last time, but Zoro just smiles, his hand on Shusui. He tells him, a king needs a crew, a hunter only needs his blades. In this timeline, Zoro never becomes a hero. He becomes a symbol of rebellion for every island oppressed by the world government. He is the storm that the Marines can't weather. If Zoro was a Marine hunter, which admiral would be the first to fall to his three-sword style? Would it be Kizaru's light or Akainu's magma? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this What If, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more insane stories.